This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Starting Sunday, get ready to shell out a rupee more for the electricity we consume, but shopkeepers can rejoice. They have a rupee less to let go of. Political parties vent their anger against the hike. PMP calls it a double blow. CPM terms it the added burden for the common man. Karunanidhi opens his promised desalination plant in Minjur, terms it a huge success that the people of the state should never forget. Another year of disappointment strikes the farmers of Thanjavur. Release of water is delayed by 45 days. Farmers want compensation. The young ladies of the city condemn the menace of trafficking in the city. Large numbers gather and ask for more stringent rules. Ahead of the Tri-Series in Dambula, BCCI arrests the top guns. Will it cost them dearly? And he's a robo but striking a chord with the city's film buffs already. Rajni fans throng music stores for the tunes of Endil.
We love Rajni!
Good evening and welcome to News Tonight on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn Matthew. If the price rise and petrol hikes weren't bad enough, well, you have to now cash in for those lights and power as well, affecting everyone, you, me, the Aam Aadmi as well. We'll discuss that in detail, but before that, a look at the stories making national headlines as well. Kalmadi rejects reports that money meant for Commonwealth Games had been channeled to a front company in the UK. But there's no respite for the corruption-hit games. Cash-rich BCCI refuses an offer to donate money to the games. Politicians and top cops were paid to get Sohrabuddin killed, says a key witness. The CID hands over papers to the CBI. Fresh protests in the Kashmir Valley after curfew is imposed. Protesters burned down a railway station in support. Now, if you're living in Chennai, get ready to brace yourselves and let go of some more money from your wallet. The electricity charges are going to increase this August onwards. The Tamil Nadu Electricity Board have revised their tariff after 7 years in an effort to cut down on the deficits that they have been facing. Let's bring you those revised tariffs.
From August 1st, 2010, people of Chennai will pay more for electricity. The revision in power tariffs for consumers is the first in 7 years. Power authorities say the revision became necessary to manage operational costs.
This is increase in tariff because the cost of the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, cost of their operation has gone up tremendously. Their employee cost has gone up, power purchase cost has gone up, and their budget has been unbalanced for several years now. So this is partially restoring the financial health of the TNEB.
Here's a breakdown of the new tariff for power. Domestic consumers with a bi-monthly consumption of over 600 units will have to pay 1 rupee more on each unit. Also, private educational institutions will pay 1 rupee more per unit. Government and government-aided institutions will pay an additional 50 paise per unit. A shallow reduction has been announced for small shops. They will pay 1 rupee less per unit if their consumption is less than 100 units. The common man says the upward revision in power tariff is a new burden.
Price hike, present price hike, all public are suffering. But in Tamil Nadu, particularly in Tamil Nadu, the electricity price hike is somewhat problem to the public also. So the government of Tamil Nadu also should rethink to this in this issue.
நாங்க ஹவுஸ் வைஃபா இருக்கோம். ஏற்கனவே விலைவாசி உயர்வெல்லாம் நிறைய இருக்குது. இப்போ இந்த கரண்ட் இதுவும் போச்சுன்னா அதுலயும் விலைவாசி உயர்த்துறீங்க. அது கொஞ்சம் பார்த்து எப்படி கட்டுப்படியா ஒரு மாதிரி நம்ம அரசாங்கம் இது மாதிரி செஞ்சா கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்கும், கம்மியா பண்றது.
Political groups have called for a rollback. PMK leader Ramdas described the increase as a double shock after the hike in fuel prices. The CPM also did not welcome the tariff revision. As more detailed reactions come in, it remains to be seen whether the government would defend the hikes or stick to it. With Minal in Chennai, J. Santosh for NDTV Hindu.
So can we, the people of Chennai, really afford it? Mr. C.M. Jayaraman, coordinator with the Consumer Association of India, joins me tonight on News Tonight. Thanks very much for coming to our studios. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This obviously means more money from your pocket, from mine. Do you think it was really necessary this time?
They could have definitely deferred this one. Secondly, they could have avoided by cutting down the expenses by tightening the belts. They say the electricity board already they have been saying that their electricity expenses are going up. We as a consumer activist, we have suggested something like in Coimbatore also we met and told them the number of newly manually recording people who are meter reading people can be minimized by having a centralized system wherein they can go for the centralized reading and recording of the power tariff control, like in the telephone exchange. What do you have? You don't go to your telephone man, he doesn't come to your house and do the reading.
Right.
Thereby they can reduce about 25,000 vacancies. People who have been recently appointed. I don't go against the appointment of people. I am only asking you to tighten the belt of the
Reduce the
manpower and expenditure account.
Okay.
And secondly, second point we wanted to highlight is they could have done one thing. Already now the small scale industries are going up very badly in Tamil Nadu, especially before the power and other various commodity price rise. The small scale industries are definitely going to be affected apart from the domestic consumers. As far as their interpretation is concerned, a person below the consumption of 600 and above units are considered to be very minimal. In Madras and other places, nobody can be without 2 fans at least 1 AC equipment.
Absolutely.
So in that case, we wanted the government to increase the subsidy given for the windmill power projects in various parts of Tamil Nadu. And windmill projects are the possibilities are very high in Tamil Nadu, especially in the coastal areas like Madras and Tirunelveli and other places. And secondly, domestic consumers should be given a subsidy, or they have to be motivated even for street lights also. The public connection should be given a subsidy. Thereby, the solar system throughout the country can be tapped and properly utilized. That saved power can be used for industrial and agriculture. Thirdly, very importantly, in many places, especially in the southern places, the domestic or the agriculture power concession given as free connection has been misused and abused in many places. That has to be curtailed and they have to check.
So more or less cash in on the renewable energy that's available in the state
Yes,
to the
yes,
maximum.
very much.
As much as they've hiked the rates for the domestic consumers, they've also reduced the rates for the shopkeepers.
No,
is there an agenda behind that?
No, I do agree. They have announced that, but to what extent they are going to be practically possible? Because for highlighting it, they have given the statistics like this. Any statistics can be immediate. Once you read the paper or something like that, it will be very attractive. But how many people will be really benefited? Today, minimum small shop, even a pawn shop requires 4 or 5 street lights, 5 tube lights or something like that. So by the exemption, many people will not be actually benefited. They have to definitely consider the power revision and see that the public are not given not a shock, but it's again going to be a thunder. Already because of the petrol and other various diesel and other prices, though the petrol or diesel has been raised to the occasion of 2 rupees or something like that, the vegetable and rice had gone to the extent of 5 or 6 rupees. So this has to be controlled. If you want to control, once again the manufacturers, especially the small scale industries, has to be given a shelter by rollback, either by rollback or finding out the alternative power supply in a feasible manner.
Okay. At this point, while that hike happened, the TNEB said that it was to mitigate losses. Who are really, according to you, responsible for these losses? Is it the TNEB? Is it the government? Is it the citizen?
No, I will not say the government. The management, the EB is not taking 2-3 things into we have been very frequently reading in newspapers the purchase of. We have been totally depending on 2 electricity in Tamil Nadu or in India. One is thermal and hydro. As far as the hydro is concerned, we are not buying quality coal. That is one of the main reasons. That could be one of the reasons why they are having a recurring losses. That has to be definitely thrown to light, and white paper should be placed on the table of assembly or even the parliament.
All right. As a consumer activist, finally, what are you planning to do? Are you planning to bring this issue up? Are you planning to campaign for this?
We have been repeatedly requesting the government to reconsider and go for a rollback.
Okay. So that's going to be your mode of action this time as well.
Yes.
Thanks very much, Mr. Jayaraman, for joining me this evening and
for the
talking to me
opportunity.
about this issue.
Thank you.
Well, although there's that surge in price, water may not be a problem in the city anymore. Supplying 1,000 million litres of potable water per day to the city, the new desalination plant at Minjur, which has been constructed at around 600 crore rupees, is functional today onwards after weeks of delay. But the Chief Minister of the state is not missing this opportunity to make sure he's capitalizing to the maximum in what's being termed as one of the biggest achievements in the state of Tamil Nadu. He calls this a poll promise delivered. This is expected to result in less than 5 paise per litre as charge for metro water. This will be the first of the 2 large desalination plants being set up in Chennai. The second facility will be coming up at Nemmeli near Mamalapuram.
மழையே பொய்த்து விட்டால் அந்த நேரத்தில் ஒரு பெரிய முயற்சியை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று நினைத்து அப்படிப்பட்ட முயற்சியிலே நாம் பெற்றிருக்கின்ற வெற்றிகளிலே ஒன்றுதான் இந்த கடல் நீரை குடிநீராக்கும் திட்டம் என்பதை நீங்கள் மறந்துவிடக்கூடாது. மாமல்லபுரத்து பாதையிலே உள்ள நெம்மேலி என்கின்ற அந்த பகுதியில் இதுபோல இன்னொரு திட்டத்தை தொடங்கி ஓராண்டு காலத்திற்குள்ளாக அல்லது 2 ஆண்டு காலத்திற்குள்ளாக அந்த தண்ணீரும் சென்னைக்கு பயன்படுகின்ற அளவிற்கு நாம் அந்த திட்டத்தை நிறைவேற்றுவோம்.
Well, the Chief Minister there calling it his poll promise delivered. Now it's time to say hello to the new Chief Electoral Officer of Tamil Nadu, Praveen Kumar. An IAS officer of the 1987 batch will hold charge for the next 5 years. Succeeding Naresh Gupta, the 49-year-old officer hails from Jharkhand and was the secretary in the state finance department there. Kumar's appointment as Chief Electoral Officer comes at a time when the state is gearing up for the next crucial assembly elections in 2011. Now, in a massive show of strength at the Besanagar beach today, residents of 14 fishing hamlets protested against the government's proposed elevated expressway project. Close to 2,000 residents from Besanagar and activists supporting the cause expressed their solidarity with the fisher folk in the area. The fishermen said that their demands have fallen to deaf ears of the government, and to support the cause, the fisher folk did not venture into the seas today. Let's get you some strong reactions from the fishing community and the residents of Besanagar.
முதல்ல வயிற்று அடிக்கிறாங்க. எங்களுக்கு வயிற்று பிழைப்பு அதுதான் மீன். எங்களுக்கு வீடு இல்லைனா கூட பரவாயில்ல, நாங்கள் சாப்பிடணும் அன்னாடம். அந்த பிழைப்பே எங்களுக்கு இல்லாத முதல் அந்த திட்டத்தை கொண்டாடுறாங்க. அந்த பிரிட்ஜ் கட்ட ஆரம்பிச்சாங்கன்னா அந்த திட்டமே எங்களுக்கு மீன் பிடிக்கிற தொழிலே அரியோட ஒழிஞ்சு போடும். நாங்கள் எங்கே போய் மீன் பிடிப்போம்? எங்கே போய் அடுத்த தொழில் எங்களால் செய்ய முடியாது. நாங்கள் தச்சரவோ கார்பெண்டரோ அந்த வேலையும் செய்ய முடியாது. ஒன்லி மீன் தொழில் தான் நாங்கள் செய்ய முடியும். அப்போ நாங்கள் எங்கள் கடலை எங்களுக்கு எங்கே வீடு கொடுக்குறாங்களோ அந்த கடலை எங்களுக்கு அங்கே கூட வச்சு சொல்லு, நாங்கள் அங்கே மீன் பிடிச்சி பழச்சிக்கிறோம்.
I feel that, you know, from my house I could get a clear view of the beach. I used to walk down here at nights. You can still hear the waves lashing. And if the highway comes, you're going to lose all of that. It's going to be polluted, it's going to be filthy, and there's going to be sound of cars throughout the day. And I don't think that's really necessary. Because as a resident and someone who travels to other parts of the city, I can tell you that this isn't going to help the traffic jams in the city at all. It's going to cause further traffic jams down in Kottivakam, but it's going to do absolutely nothing to ease the traffic. It's only going to promote this exclusivity, you know, that people who have cars get to travel on fancy roads.
Well, there's bad news for the agricultural sector of the state as well. Paddy farmers in the Delta region of Tamil Nadu, the rice bowl of the state, are heading for a second consecutive crop failure and huge losses. Water from the Mettur reservoir, their lifeline, has been released quite late. Even Karnataka has started to release Tamil Nadu's share of water on the Kaveri, but it has not helped. Sam Daniel gets us this report from the fields.
The Mettur reservoir is open, but no cheer for farmers in Tamil Nadu. Poor rain in the Kaveri catchment area has delayed the release of water by 45 days. Any delay in this crop will ruin their next bumper paddy crop. So farmers have abandoned the short-term kuruvai crop in a whopping 73,000 hectares. It's a second consecutive failure for Somasundaram. The wedding plans for his daughters remain just a dream.
போன வருஷம் கல்யாணம் பண்ணானா போன வருஷமும் தண்ணி வரல, 2 வருஷமா ஒரு பொண்ணு கல்யாணம் பண்ணாமே.
For the past 2 Kuruvai seasons, Kaveri Delta farmers faced 1,000 crores loss.
While it's tough time for farmers in the rice bowl of Tamil Nadu, The state government is trying to downplay this.
அப்படியே இல்லைனா கூட இந்த 82.38 கன அடி தண்ணீர் வர்ற சம்பாவுக்கு போதுமானது.
Left with no option, farmers in the Delta region are demanding compensation from the state government. With camera person Chandran in Tanjavur, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Well, a difficult life there for the farmers of Tanjavur. Now, it may be quite shocking to know that women and children comprise a staggering 80% of the total number of people being trafficked every year in our country. So, in a bid to sensitize the youngsters and the general public, students from city colleges raised slogans and awareness on trafficking of such people. Our reporter Lokpriya caught up with this group this morning. Take a look at this report.
Trafficking! Stop! Stop! Trafficking! Stop! Stop!
Braving the scorching heat, these youngsters participated in a rally for a cause that they believe needs urgent attention: trafficking of women. Organized by the Rotary Club of Women's Christian College, around 1,000 students from various city colleges marched along the Marina coast in support.
Trafficking against women is one issue which people hesitate to talk out in open. I think this kind of a rally will create awareness among people in the city.
Trafficking is not something that a country can be proud of. It's something very cheap, something totally detestable, and that, you know, we all have to stand up for our rights.
Women's welfare activists say Chennai is becoming a hub for women trafficking, and stringent rules need to be in place to stop the menace.
It is women's trafficking, whether it's mental health issues, I think gender plays a very substantial role, and abuse is something that's universal. So whatever the issue, I think all of us need to take a very concrete step and be aware of this other reality and not merely tuck it under the carpet.
No, it's a big problem, and many are allude into it, and the demand and supply, they always try to keep it up. There's a huge demand for women and girls to be trafficked.
Every year, thousands of women are trafficked in and out of India. By taking an oath of solidarity to beat this crime, these students have shown that the onus to bring change is on the youth. In Chennai, Lokpriya for NDTV Hindu.
Well, hopefully campaigns like that should bring down the numbers. Well, still ahead on the bulletin as the men in blue eye the next ODI series in Sri Lanka, the BCCI throws a surprise at them. Who's in and who's out this time? And the Rajnikant-Rahman combo rocks Chennaiites once again. Evidence tracks are selling like hotcakes in the city.